So this one's a story you might have heard or read a few times over because it's pretty popular on social media, but I'm gonna narrate it nonetheless because what I've got is with the story I've got some interesting insights on how it applies to our life, or at least how I've seen it apply to my life. So there was this professor who once walked into a class with a coffee cup in his hand and a large stain of coffee on his shirt and some on his trousers. Now, soon as he walked in, obviously everyone noticed that he had a soiled shirt and trousers, and there were whispers going on around the class. So the professor smiled and asked his students, "So, what do you think just happened?" And he, gestured at his shirt and trousers. Some of the students started responding, saying, obviously you've dropped your coffee, so something's happened on the way to the class. You probably slipped or tripped, or someone bumped into you. Something of that sort might have happened. So the professor was like, all right, why do you think that happened? Once again, the students started responding with various different interpretations or assumptions, saying maybe you were careless, maybe someone else was careless, maybe there was something on the way which made you trip. The professor kept listening to all that the students had to say, and he kept smiling while silently taking it all in. And once they were all done, he said, I dropped coffee on my shirt because my cup was full of coffee. If it had been full of water, I would have dropped water. If it had tea, I would have dropped tea. Basically, whatever was in the cup is what I spilled. Well, the learning from the story was, in life, whatever we spill from our respective cups is basically what we have. We cannot spill what we don't have, or we cannot really spread anything that we don't ourselves have with us. Now, whilst there is this very obvious aspect of being able to, apply the story to making sure that we have good things in life, there is another aspect that I kind of derive out of this. So there was this time that we were working with some young kids, grooming them, making sure that, or trying to make sure that they bloomed with the best that they had inside of them. And we spent a lot of time and energy, and in a matter of a few years, they were no longer with us, no longer working with us, no longer engaged with us, because they moved on to other things. And whilst that instantly made us, me and my team, feel a little sad, because we'd put in so much into it, and now we didn't have those people, so we had to start over from scratch again. That's when the story kind of came back in context. I was thinking about it, and I said, you know what, because they've now gone out and they are doing beautiful things, they are probably so much better placed in life than they were when they came and started interacting with us. We've probably spilled very good coffee, and this pretty much applies to everything, like our relationships, our friendships, because you put in so much of energy, and when something changes, people move on, oftentimes we move on. It doesn't mean that everything's gone waste. It probably just means that it's now spilled onto other places. And if you've made beautiful coffee, you've spilled beautiful coffee. If you've had beautiful moments and beautiful relationships, you basically spill those out into the world. And I think that makes it much easier to deal with these and possibly even enjoy some of those events, don't you think? All right, that was that. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for listening in, like always, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, folks.